This drip all on my body, soaking wet the Sani. Looking like a walking liquor, you can tell I'm grinding. Rolling back was full of loud, I can't hear nobody.
What's up, fuckers? Episode 11, The Beer Latte Show. I'm Steve.
I'm Nick.
Danielle.
And today's episode is brought to you by Neshaminy Creek Brewing out of Croydon, PA. And we have two beers from them. The first one we're going to try is called Strange Rituals, which is an IPA, 8.2%. Very brown in color, super amber. It smells fucking really good.
It really smells good. It smells like, it reminds me of something.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's really tasty. I can taste the hops coming out of it.
It's strong. It's flavorful.
I don't feel like it's strong.
At first, but it's strange. It hits you, to me, it hits me first and then like no aftertaste.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it doesn't stay on the tongue long, but it hits the tongue strong.
And it's smooth.
That'd make a great commercial.
You know, I'm happy with
No,
it.
I like it,
really
yeah.
happy.
Yeah, I could do that like daily if I drank beer daily, which I don't.
No, that's like a good all-around beer, especially 8.2%. You get twisted quick.
Yeah, doesn't taste like it's that high in percentage.
Yeah, it's going down really easy. The can is fucking epic. When you guys see it on our social medias, it looks like a bunch of, I don't know, Masonic people. Or
I call them frat boys.
got frat boys here that are doing a strange ritual to a hop and potentially drinking its blood.
One of them looks like Silent Bob.
Oh, there's three pairs of eyes creeping around the corner too. That one's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And then the next one is called Uncommon Knowledge, which is a hazy IPA, 7% alcohol, super hazy. You guys will see it.
I like it.
Super fruity smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more I have, the more I'm starting to really enjoy having hazy IPAs.
Oh, yeah.
They're really crisp.
It gets my stamp of, that's fucking good.
Yeah.
My stamp of approval.
Yeah, I like it. I like the other one way better just for me, but I like this one too.
Oh, to me, this one, it's like, it's really refreshing. There's a nice fruit flavor to it. It's crisp. I can just drink this all day.
I think if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably go with Uncommon Knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, it's, like Nick said, slightly more refreshing, and we're coming up to the summer months. So after I mow the lawn or watch my wife mow the lawn, I might want to drink one. And also, this can is pretty fucking funny. All these hops here are potentially high. I'm not sure.
They look high. They look a little stoned. One's puking on the other one's head.
Yeah, he's having a terrible time. He had way too many beers. Fucking rookie.
They are very artistic, the cans.
Yeah, that's why I really like. Like, this is like can art. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You don't see that often.
No,
a lot of
not at
people
all.
like this is like they hired an amazing artist to take part in these cans.
Or they have one working for them, but yeah.
Also,
I guess that's the same thing.
Yeah, already hired. Also, this brewery, when things finally get lifted here, we can actually go to it. Has a bunch of old ass arcade games inside, some foosball and shit, bunch of benches, and tables to hang out in, a bunch of glass doors you can see where they make the beer and everything. A couple of bars set up. It was pretty fucking cool inside. We'll post pictures of that too. And you guys can find them at NeshaminyCreekBrewing.com, and you can find them on Instagram at Neshaminy Creek Brewing CO. And today we're talking with Tori Heidemann. Tori, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Great.
Good.
And Tori, why don't you tell everybody briefly what you do for a living?
So I work as a crime analyst, like forensic tech. Like I'm not at the scenes collecting evidence, things like that. Usually when people hear crime analyst, they think that's what I'm doing. That's not it at all. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen like Criminal Minds?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the blonde girl they call baby girl, the chubby one with the glasses?
Yes.
That's me. So that's what I
Okay.
do.
I've seen your picture. You're not chubby. You're very pretty.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
But that's basically what I do. I also host a true crime podcast called The Shit We're Into.
Which is an epic name, by the way.
Thank you.
So you said you don't get to go to the site to see, I guess, what's happening. You get to just dig into the evidence afterwards to help figure it out?
Kind of, yeah. So I'm like behind the scenes person all the time. So whenever so I work in like the criminal investigation division. So everybody I work with is either a detective or one of our vice officers. So they're all our undercover dudes with the big beards and they're buying drugs and they're like, please let me have one marijuana, and then they arrest you. So
One marijuana.
I don't know.
One
That
more
would be
set.
a dead giveaway,
No.
I think.
Now you understand why I'm behind the scenes. Anyways, it's fine. So yeah, so when they're out doing their thing, like I'm that person in the earpiece that's like, okay, this is what's going on. Yeah. So just running stuff behind the show, kind of I don't want to pat my own back, but I'm kind of the brains of the operation for a lot of things.
That is awesome. That's how long you been into that?
So this will be my 4th year with this position.
And in criminal justice altogether?
No, so I've worked in this field probably the past 10, 11 years. So I was in the Army for the last 10. I just got out as a military police officer. I've worked as a private investigator when I was injured for a while. I've been deputized. A lot of my experiences in corrections or in dispatch. And then this was kind of my most recent thing. If there was some place to touch in the field, I've been there.
That is awesome. That's a great background.
Yeah, thanks.
So in the military, you were always MP, or you did other stuff?
Okay, so I was always an MP, but then I was put into a civil affairs battalion towards the end of my career, which is like they plan things. It's like you go to a country and they're like, oh, you don't have fucking water? Here's some water. And we plan how to get them the water. So I did that for a while, but I was never officially that.
You're like Jesus over there, just giving water out. Look at you.
Basically. Yeah, thank
You
you.
want water? Here's some fucking water.
Tell my husband that this is great. I'm so going to get out of the corner like really soon. This is awesome. These people think I'm Jesus.
She's moving into the kitchen tomorrow, people.
Watch out. Might be in the guest bathroom. Hey.
Oh, there you go. So does your husband have anything to do with the podcast, or do you guys just travel together? Because I noticed you took some road trips.
No, he doesn't. He's really boring.
Oh, so is mine. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, right? Like,
And that's my cue.
actually-
You guys have a great night.
I've tried to pull him in on episodes and I'll be like, okay, like just talk about what you thought about that. And he's like, hi, I'm Denton. It was great. How was that? And I'm like, oh man,
It was great.
please go away.
So, that sounds like me when I try beer. My only signature thing to say, it's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
As long as I like it. If I don't like it, it's pretty good.
I feel like we need a grading system.
Yeah, and fucking delicious is obviously going to be on top. But
Mine is always it smells good. Or it's citrusy.
Yeah, it smells citrusy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a wine. Oh my God, you're going to love this. Just
Okay.
wait. Like drum roll. This is called Nice Rack.
Nice rack. What kind of wine is
Wow.
that?
It is a cran red raspberry from it's Forgotten Fire in Marinette, Wisconsin. So it's a
It does sound
I
pretty
know.
good.
Yeah.
It is really good.
Dare I
It's
say
cool.
fucking delicious?
Is it
I don't-
citrus?
It's like freaking delicious. It's like a little too sweet for me, but I'm still gonna drink it.
Oh, see that? I think that's what Steve and I like.
I love all wine. Like I'm not.
We are so
So you got
moving.
alcohol. What else? Like cow tipping
There's a church.
and cheese.
There's a church.
We're all related. It's fine. I'm kidding.
Now, were you always
yeah.
from there, or is that where you kind of ended up from the military?
I am a native. I'm Wisconsin. I've always lived here. Does that make sense?
Yes, you like cheese,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh my God, do you? This is like so weird. Yes. Have you ever had cheese curds?
No, we've
Oh!
heard about them. Is it like a popular thing?
It hurts my heart to hear this.
Really?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow. No, for real?
For real, yeah. Like I'll send you some. Yeah. Like if you
All right, I'm
If you walk
fucking down.
into
We'll send you
any
some beer. You send me some
convenience
cheese.
yeah, I'm totally gonna do this. I'm gonna send you some cranberry wine that's good and some cheese curds because your life sounds really sad.
Oh man, it does, right? And we're taxed out the ass too. You need to
Yeah,
help
no
us.
shit. It's expensive to live there. Oh my God.
And our neighbors are on top of each other.
I couldn't
You
figure out
know,
how to live
you
either.
got me rethinking our whole life.
Yeah, come to Wisconsin.
That's it. The podcast's going on a road trip
There we
forever.
No, no kidding. No, if you walk into any gas station in Wisconsin, you'll find like an entire cheese selection, and it sounds really weird, but it's like our thing. When we go on vacations to other states, like I remember we ordered fried cheese curds from Florida, and it was like the worst thing we ever did.
Oh,
It was
everything
fucking
in
terrible.
Florida is the worst thing you ever
It's
did.
like, what the fuck is this?
Except Disney.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, it's so fucking backwards.
Oh
But-
God, even pizza.
I remember the
Oh,
last time we were there, we were at a friend's house, and we were like, take us to your best, absolute best pizza place. And we were like, this sucks.
oh, it was
Because out
Where were
here,
you at
the only
Florida?
thing we got going good for us is our bagels and bread and pizza and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it's due to the water. I don't know
Yeah.
how like pizza is where you are, but apparently it's amazing up here.
We got that dirty water.
It's from the Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives you a
Sounds
little
good.
extra grit.
Yeah. Dip
No,
it
and
in.
I only knew you guys like cheese because, you know, my husband's favorite team is the Green Bay Packers, and they wear those cheese heads.
Oh my God. So have you ever been to a game?
I have, well, in Jersey, I have when they played the Giants like forever ago because they don't get the chance to come out here too often. But no, I've never been to Lambeau Field. It is on the bucket list, but I've never been out there.
Oh my God, you have to come because now they've got like Titletown and everything, and it's really cool. It's really cool since they built everything around there.
Always sounded like a good time to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now we need a road trip. Cheese, wine. We have a
Football.
friend
You guys will end
there.
up moving. It'll be great.
Yeah, what's your neighbor's house look like? Can we move in?
There are property taxes out there, like.
Probably a lot lower than yours, honestly.
Yeah, most definitely, I'm sure.
In your job, I know you said you're behind the scenes.
Mhm.
Do you get to look at like all the like evidence, like all like basically what I'm beating around the bush to? You ever seen like something really like messed up? I just want to know.
Yeah.
Right to the
Yes.
point.
Wow. Well, this is escalated. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even beat around the bush. Just put the bush out of my way.
No, you went to the
She's
bush.
still
Like you
thinking about
you, like
cheese.
handed me the bush.
Yeah, we were on cheese and wine, and you tore the bush out of the ground.
Yeah,
You ever
I'm just
see
like,
a dead body?
yeah, just like,
What?
like, you know, like rigor mortis and shit. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, actually, here. Okay. So, oh, this is so gross. So, one of my
Yes.
coworkers. This was just Friday. We had a death, and it was like natural causes, totally fine, nothing unusual. But this person had been dead since March, and my
Oh God.
my coworker had to go in and just like say, "Oh yeah, nothing unusual, it's like medical." And he came back, and I was talking to him, and I'm like, "Oh, how'd it go?" Blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, this smell hit me, and I'm like, "Ooh, Jesus!" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "You smell like dead people," you know.
Oh,
It was awful. So like he stunk up the entire detective area, so we had to make him go home and shower. It was
oh
horrible.
shit.
Jeez, just by
But
walking
yeah.
in there and stuff. That's crazy.
Well, think
Oh,
about
God,
it. How
yeah.
long he's been decomposing, he or she.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's
I don't.
crazy.
Yeah, that was a bad one. But yeah, I mean, I look at all the evidence. I mean, my bread and butter is like really nerdy stuff. So it's looking at their cell phones or their computers or cell phone towers or social media, stuff like that. But I definitely help out with every aspect of the case if it's something that I can do for them.
In cell phones, let's say somebody deleted all their texts. You can still find out all their texts. Like,
Oh,
is there
yeah.
like there's records just hanging out there that no one really knows about?
Yeah, nothing on your phone is ever deleted. So, I mean, I've seen cell phones. It depends on how much you have like stored in the cloud and things like that. But especially with iPhones, I feel like I've downloaded some where we've recovered stuff from like 2011 and it's, 2020.
Oh shit.
So, no pictures, no text, nothing is ever deleted. Anything you type into your search history, stuff like that can all be recovered.
Awesome. Our
Just
entire
done. Yeah.
married life. So you be watch it out, Steve.
Yeah, yes. I see you sweating over there.
Yeah.
Steve.
So even if I break the phone,
Just like if you die, like designate Nick to like destroy your phone. You're fine.
You gotta microwave it or something. You gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to it. It's weird.
Also, a slice of pizza. Something happened.
Wait, so you couldn't pull those records if you didn't have the actual physical phone?
You can pull certain things directly off that device. Like a lot of it comes straight from the device. But then again, there's also a lot of stuff stored in your cloud. So if you have like an iPhone, iCloud, Androids have similar things. So it just depends on who your provider is, what you have in the cloud, what kind of phone you have, stuff like that.
My damn cloud keeps saying, you need more storage.
Yeah.
we want to know more about you. We need more
you gotta-
That
evidence.
hasn't happened in a long time because now we pay for it. So
You've got to remember too, like Google and Amazon. Like if you are worried about the government being Big Brother, Google and Amazon are Big Brother. Amazon is your Big Brother, full show, because Google will track all of your locations. It's going to track every time you drive past a Starbucks or a movie theater or what kind of things you're buying. Like the stuff that Google collects on people is insane.
they are going to see me at Starbucks since 20.
Oh, it's just a basic white girl.
2008.
Moving on.
Oh, damn. That's a lot of latte.
Yeah, she is a Gold Star member since 2008.
You need to put some ads on her phone. Folks. Oh,
Yeah, I
that's how
can't
they
wait.
do it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what Facebook ads show me after this conversation.
Right? No
Oh my
kidding.
God.
I'm gonna get all different like malware and virus like blockers now and all this shit popping up for me.
You guys have an Alexa?
No, we were talking about getting one only because of
No, we don't keep a
why?
wiretap in the house that we know of.
I don't know, man.
Well,
I don't
do
know.
you? Do you, Tori? Do you have an
I
Alexa?
do. Yeah.
So that doesn't bother you in any way.
it doesn't. I mean, what? Like, oh no.
Everyone knows.
My
about
daughter
me
wants to
anyway.
hear Frozen again. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, she's eating again. Jesus, what a bitch. Oh, like,
Oh, another glass of wine.
yeah. Jesus, unplug it. They're probably sick of me by now. They don't care.
Yeah, Alexa, order me another case of wine. Tori, you need to stop. Don't question me. My last curiosity question about phones.
Yes.
For instance, I like the show Billions, and we just watched last season's. We just binge watched it this month.
Did you ever watch that? It's a good show.
I have not.
Oh, it's a good one to binge watch.
It's on
All right,
Showtime.
now.
At one point, they used like a decent amount of burner phones. Like, is that truly even a thing? Burner phones, or like not really?
Yeah, track
Yeah,
phones.
Yeah.
Like that
I mean-
works. For all the criminals listening.
No. So here's
Giving them
no.
great ideas.
It doesn't work.
At this point, it
Like,
just sounds
there-
like you're trying to.
Yeah.
Like,
So anyway,
beat the system.
my name's not even Steve.
What's going on? No, I mean, burner phones are a thing, like if you pull over any drug dealer or you pull over any pimp, like they're going to have a shit ton of phones. But I mean, there's always a record. Like you really can't commit any crime anytime, anywhere anymore unless you ditch all of your phones and technology and you probably like ride a horse and do something. Because there's always a GPS. You can always trace, like if you purchase a phone from Walmart, I'm going to be able to figure out who purchased that phone, even if you paid in cash, because Walmart has great cameras. So there's not a lot of great ways to get away with things anymore.
What a terrible time to live in.
Yeah.
I know.
Wait, write this down. You'll need a horse.
Yeah. So what's do you have a
paper,
farm
and
with
pencil.
horses or any chance? But
I'm sure there's some here. It's Wisconsin.
So how did you get into your podcasting?
It's a good story. I don't know. I mean, I think I've always wanted to. I've always been someone who's listened and I'm like, I could do this. And I think I was like, 2020 is going to be my year. What the fuck?
It's nobody's year.
And I pulled the trigger and now we're in a pandemic. So
It might be your
still
year.
doing it.
This might be the perfect time to be your year, to be creative.
Sure, maybe it is. Yeah. No, it's just something I've always wanted to do. And, I love talking about true crime. Obviously, I have a lot of experience in it. So I think I can talk about some crimes that from a different perspective other than just, the Joe next to me talking about whatever they've heard on ID Discovery. So
Yeah, I was listening to your, I don't know whether, was it the first podcast you did for Edward Gaines?
that audio was rough. I'm sorry.
No, I was interested. At
Oh,
first I
good.
was like, I went backwards by accident because
Oh,
yeah, well, sorry. That was a fascinating case. I haven't gotten any further than those 3 episodes because I guess you guys were on a road trip. You're giving a lot of directions and stuff, but
yeah.
really fascinating because
Thank you.
I don't know if you know a band named Slayer. That's how I found from when I was very young.
Yeah, yeah.
They did a song and his name was mentioned, and I've always been fascinated with that creepy guy.
Super interesting case for sure. I think he was a lot more mentally ill than anything. I really feel like Jeffrey Dahmer was probably the worst of the 2 like huge Wisconsin name serial killers if I had to pick.
Jeffrey Dahmer's from Wisconsin?
He is, yeah.
Oh.
Milwaukee.
Ooh, interesting. So,
Mhm.
Okay, carry on. What were you going to say about Edward Gaines?
Yeah, I mean Ed Gein, total freak. However, I think Jeffrey Dahmer was a little worse, just my opinion. I don't know.
Would you say it's more of like a sexual thing with most serial killers?
I mean, I can't say for most. I mean, there's always some like they want that control or power, and it could be sexually, oriented, or it could just be like I have no regard for human life whatsoever. So I just want to have total control over this person. I think it's fun. I mean, you can
Wow.
go either way with these people.
Wow,
yeah, just sick, twisted individuals, really.
Yep.
obviously. But the funny thing
Yeah.
about it is there's not many women serial killers that I've heard of.
There's not. There's really not.
Like, what would you think? Why? Because we're more maternal?
Or maybe we just don't get caught. I don't
Yeah.
know.
You all
yes,
have
we're too
horses?
smart.
Yeah, just smarter.
I don't know. I know there's a lot of white male serial killers. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
We're like, look
Those
what
are-
we did.
Yeah, right? Like, shit, lost my tamper again. Sorry. Yeah.
Again.
Poor Ed.
Poor.
His mom died. That's why he went crazy. Leave him alone.
His mom died. Dear God, how many people have we known that their moms died? They didn't
know,
go crazy.
right?
Well, I guess.
Waiting on mine. Just kidding.
Would you say waiting? Oh, that was horrible. She
Mom, if you're
listens to this
listening,
podcast.
it's somewhat not serious.
She's also quite young.
I don't know if I'd believe you.
What's the most fascinating case that you've covered?
That's a hard one. I think one of my most recent cases that I did was a missing person. It was Ben Schaefer from Columbus, Ohio. And he just, I mean, it's an open investigation, so we're not going to be able to get a hold of all the police documents and court records and things that are out there. But this dude just literally fell off the face of the planet. And none of it makes sense. So, from just the standpoint that there's so many holes and missing parts of the investigation that the public doesn't know about, to me, that's interesting. The investor murders in Craig, Alaska, from the 70s, that might be a case that would interest a lot of other people just because it's like a mass killing that, most people probably didn't know about. A bunch of people died on a boat. It was obviously arson, and they've still never figured it out. So, Alaska's got a lot of fucked up cases. They've got probably like the highest crime rate in the United States. So they've got a lot of fun stuff to look up.
That's crazy. I didn't even know they were that populated.
They're not. I think, Jesus, they're
Just
not. I think
bored.
it's just because they're bored. Can you imagine what Corona's doing to them? Jesus. But
I think
yeah,
they're used to
Never even
Corona
heard
now.
of it. They just drink it.
Corona, what?
yeah. Yeah, they've got a lot of messed up stuff up there. Over
Really?
there.
That's very interesting. That's fascinating, actually.
So I know briefly when we talked off air that you didn't have any ghost stories like happen to yourself that you know of or remember, but you said something about the house you grew up in that some interesting stuff happened to, I guess, family members.
Yeah, so I mean, it literally happened to everyone but me. I don't know if ghosts are like, "Fuck you," like I don't know what it is.
That's not very fair.
They don't like me, okay?
It's okay.
But no, yeah, I mean, it started like the day we moved in, and I was about 5, so I don't remember this, but this story comes from both my parents, and we lived in this older 2-story house, and so the house had a staircase in the front and then also in the back. So you could walk in the front door and walk up the stairs and walk around upstairs and then walk out the back to go out to the backyard. So I remember we were all sitting there in the kitchen, and I don't remember this very much. I remember being there, and I remember my neighbor also being there and being scared, but I didn't understand why. And I guess the story goes that we were sitting around like the kitchen table and doing introductions and like, oh yeah, we just moved in, whatever. And all of a sudden they heard footsteps up the stairs, and everyone was looking. I remember my parents looking at each other like, what the fuck? Because it was just me and my younger sister and my mom and dad and this neighbor. And my dad looked and he like ran around the house and we didn't find anybody. But I remember my neighbor saying, this has never happened before, blah, 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 blah. So it puts up the stairs. That was the first thing. But since then, I mean, the entire time we lived there, weird stuff had happened. Like my parents would wake up to music at night, like old-timey, like record player type music, and they could never figure out where it was coming from. My sister, Caitlin, for the longest time would wake up and she'd be sitting crying in her bed, and she'd say, get her off my bed, get her off my bed. She'd be pointing to the corner of the bed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. My dad said that one night he heard someone walking up to the attic, and so he's like, what the hell? He thought it was one of the kids. And so he opened the door to the attic and turned the light on, and we had this cardboard cutout of like a soccer player for some reason, and she had been stood up at the top of the stairs. And obviously none of us had done that. So I just a lot of weird stuff. And this is over the span of a couple of years, but had gone on and on the entire time we lived there.
Wait, so when your parents heard the old-timey music and couldn't figure out where it came from, you guys weren't out of there?
No, we lived there. I mean, we lived there till I was 15. So, I mean, like 10 years.
I mean, like, was it easy for them to go back to bed? Was it something that they could dismiss easily?
I think my family is, I mean, we're like into all this stuff. So we're like, oh yeah, it's a ghost, Like I don't think it really bothered them as much as it probably would have bothered me a lot, but they were like, all right, can't figure it out. So, but yeah, I mean, there was a couple times where my dad was like, yeah, I heard it again. We're all like, oh, great, Dad, cool.
So the
So
house
you
was
never
old?
heard it though.
I'm sorry.
No, I never did. Yeah, my siblings, all of them have had weird things happen. Both my parents have, but I never did.
And the house, was it pretty old, or how, like?
It was older. I'd have to take a look. I don't know how old, to be honest with you. Probably like early 1900s.
Wonder if anybody passed away in that house.
Yeah, I've never even looked. Isn't that weird? I guess I could do that.
I guess you have every
Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, you can put a
every
name.
vehicle
You can put a
possible.
name to your ghost now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny you say that because like a similar style house potentially, Terry Reid, and she had, I guess like old people. She was saying
Mhm.
that but she actually saw them, and she told the owner, the previous owner, and they're like, "Oh, that's my grandparents." Like before, like as soon as she described them, the person was like, "Oh, that's my grandparents," which is creepy. But
Very.
she's out in Illinois, and same style house, same potentially like era, and so maybe it's just what those people did. They died, and like we're gonna stay here.
I think
Right, like,
I think hers was
We got nowhere
a
else to go.
farmhouse, more of a farmhouse, but same stair situation is what you're saying.
Right, like it's just interesting. It's out west. It's same stair situation. Yes, she's on 5 acres. It's a farm, but they had nothing else to do, so they just stayed in the house after they died.
I would totally believe it. I definitely think that's kind of the type of neighborhood. I mean, it was obviously updated when we lived in it, but even my neighbor, I remember their house is really cool because it was like it used to be an old carriage house, you could tell, but it was in the middle of a city. I lived in Janesville, so it's like a bigger city in Wisconsin. But old timey carriage house, you could tell it used to be a farm back in the day, but was then later rebuilt and the city built up around it. But definitely an older neighborhood, a lot of old cool houses.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
That is so interesting. I feel like maybe the reason why you didn't experience anything is because you wouldn't want to. Maybe.
For sure, I'm totally a scaredy cat.
Me too. Me too.
I am.
I'm so into it. I'm just so afraid of it at the same time.
For sure, me too.
What that lady said was, if you're like closed-minded, like you don't want to see it, then you probably won't. But if you're super open to it, that's when you get to see it. That's what she's thinking. So like, for instance, I don't want that shit really happening to me. So maybe there's ghosts inside this house, but I just am closed-minded to it. Therefore, they can't like access me or something like that. It's kind of how she was going towards it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's true or
That
not.
makes a
Everything's
lot of
just, it's theory. It makes sense. And, it sounds, plausible.
Well, I don't know. Like you don't dream, but we know everybody dreams. So
Yeah, I
I
can't
feel
remember
like
my
you just
dreams
don't
for shit.
Want to dream? Yeah.
You can't remember them at all?
At all.
Yeah, that's weird.
Whatever.
No,
Fucked up, man.
he's a heavy sleeper. Heavy sleeper. 8 o'clock, his eyes. In fact, he's sleeping right now. No.
Yeah, I also sleep talk. I sleep pod.
Mm-hmm.
This is the sleep pod with Steve.
Yeah, I was listening to your sleep paralysis episode. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I thought so. That he had a
Yeah.
really
Meanwhile,
good
that
take on
guy
things.
Chad thinks it's all fake, and everyone just is in a sleep paralysis state in order to have aliens or ghost interactions, which is another interesting take on it. Since obviously no one really knows.
I can't think of anything more terrifying than not being able to move, but knowing what's going on. Something like that. That's terrifying to me.
Yeah. When he mentioned how like that one night, every time he closed his eyes and he kept hearing like chainsaws and fighting and talking, I'm like, what the fuck?
I'd be done. Nope.
I'd lose
Yeah,
my
she
mind.
died. She died. I don't know. Yeah. No, I'd
Yeah.
be done.
No, I've been there. It's not as scary as it seems because you know that you're dreaming.
Yeah, I guess he's so open to it. For me, I don't dream, so if I remember that one, I'm really fucked.
Yeah, right. My sister, the same one that used to yell about the girl being on the bed, she used to sleepwalk all the time, and my parents would find her out on the swing set and stuff in the backyard all the time.
Oh shit! Same house.
Same house, yeah.
See, that's creepy because now
Mhm.
who knows who she was like playing with.
Oh.
And come to think of it, she always had an imaginary friend named. She'd call her Flower. Yeah,
Flower. How old was? Has she grown out of it?
she has, and I'm not. So this is like my weird sister that I don't talk to very much anymore.
And
but
will hopefully
sorry-
not listen
sorry,
to this
Katie,
podcast.
if you're listening to this, but we don't talk very much. But yeah, she grew out of it. I guess I'd have to ask her about it. If she remembers anything.
Well, that's gonna be
I don't
hard
know.
now, huh?
Yeah, hey, Katie, I haven't talked to you in like 6 months. So remember that chick you used to talk to when we were 5? I don't know. Remember that?
So Flower was a girl. Okay.
Mhm.
That's interesting. Even my daughter used to have like night terrors, and so it's a scary experience.
It is for sure.
So anything creepy in the current house you're in?
No, this is this is like a 3-year-old house. Like we're really boring here.
She sounds disappointed, like as though
No.
she would want to
wants
see a
that
ghost.
experience.
I know, like I'm so open. Come on, come at me, man. Yeah. I have nothing. I have no cool like I wish I had a cool story for you, but I'm really boring. I don't know.
I think your stories are pretty good. I mean, your podcast stories are pretty awesome.
See, I can dig into stuff. It's just like I said, like the ghosts just don't think I'm cool enough. On the
Maybe they
next
do,
one.
but you just don't realize it.
Right. I need to do more yoga or something.
Yoga.
Maybe they think you'll figure out what actually happened to them. They're like, we can't be found out. Fuck this. We can't talk to her.
This bitch is too smart.
Yeah.
She'll analyze us.
Yeah. My problem is like he's just too dumb. He doesn't even say
Whatever.
words right. I can't even talk to this guy.
You don't remember this? He doesn't dream.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Nick, you never said actually. Do you have any real ghost stories or no? Oh, just the one, but nothing really.
Where
like
are you,
great.
Nick? Are you even here?
Yeah.
He's
He's just quietly drinking his corner of the table.
Wait,
He's
are
all
you guys
done with
all
his beer.
together?
Yeah.
Is he like doing Sudoku? Like, what are you doing over there, man?
he's petting the dog.
You gotta make sure he doesn't move.
True.
So we don't
That's
hear
his
him.
like job.
Oh, you don't want like the clicking, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
his nails on the hardwood floor. People be listening and be like, what the hell? There's a ghost in this podcast.
Damn right there is.
So I'm gonna go completely sidetracked here, but what is your take on like aliens?
Oh, I fucking hate aliens.
Oh, she knows
So you
them.
believe in them, and
Wow.
you're upset with them.
What they do to you.
Yeah, yeah.
I totally believe in aliens. I think they're scary as fuck. I would have never joined the Space Force in a million fucking years ever. I think that's like the scariest thing in the world to me. For
The
sure. 'Cause it's
Space
so
Force?
unknown.
What's that?
No, just like aliens. Like you know how Trump wanted to start the Space
You wanna
Force,
start
you
it?
know?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
We're out there fighting those
Another
space
branch of
wars.
Military.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The next war, it's the new frontier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
New frontier.
mining.
Fuck that.
We're
No
mining
way.
on the moon, people. It's happening, apparently.
Well, no, they're talking about. They're not physically doing it yet.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I think it's terrifying. I hate it. What do you guys
Have you ever like potentially seen anything? Not like on the ground, but like saw something in the sky. You're like, what the fuck was that?
No, God. I mean, okay. I live like kind of out in the country now, so you can see a lot, but no, like I'm lame as fuck. Come on.
You are not lame
There's a
because I have
theme
never
here.
seen
There's
a
a
fucking
theme.
alien either. If I did, I think I'd go crazy. But my husband, however, had a weird sighting.
Oh God, tell me. I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna puke.
Don't tell her yet.
Yeah, no. So I was driving back from a location. Actually, it might have been New York City. So I'm heading back to my office, and there's a rest stop. So I stop because I met one of the other workers on the rest stop. Gets in his truck, get in my truck. We're heading back to the office. So as we're driving, in the sky, couldn't be like too high above the cloud or the trees, and I see this like crazy bright light, and it shoots like a ridiculous speed. Let's say to the right, to the left. It goes up, down. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing doing? What is this? It was big. It wasn't like it's going to be like some drone, with, some really high-end drone with some lights on it.
So you're not seeing like a rave. It's not like a laser.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's just like this weird thing going in ridiculous directions. And when I tell you speed, like unmatched speeds I've never seen before, and then it shot up into the sky.
oh God.
So I get back to the office. We get out of our trucks. We look at each other. And I was kind of like, did you? He's like, did you? I was like, fuck. I guess so.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what it was, but it certainly wasn't normal.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's awesome.
Unfortunately, I have a terrible memory, but he has a really good one. So I'm actually going to ask him tomorrow at work if he has a rough idea on like timing, and then I'm going to start looking it up and see if like is anything out there, anyone like posted about it or
Yeah, you should.
or maybe you could do research for me. You seem to be into that.
Yeah, right. That's what I'll work on tomorrow, Monday morning.
Over New Jersey.
Yeah.
Did you figure out that cold file? No, but there's aliens in Jersey.
This alien
really
had an
busy.
iPhone. I got his whole cloud account.
There was if you guys are interested, I just saw there was some weird article posted about how someone saw weird lights like that in Milwaukee, and at the same time there were some being posted over in Japan. So you guys should look that up, or I can find it for you and send it.
We'll
But
have to find that out and look into it now.
Wait,
Weird
same
shit.
lights in both Japan and Milwaukee?
correct, yeah. I was looking at I don't know why. I was looking at like weird news in Wisconsin this morning, and I happened to come across that. I'm like, weird. Fucking hate aliens. Not reading that.
But I did.
But I did.
But I did. I'm terrified. I'm in a basement. Fuck.
I'm sure she's not always in the basement.
I'm not
No,
always
she's in.
the
She's in
basement.
right now in the basement,
know.
which is more like a ghost thing, paranormal thing, really, than aliens. I believe they probably don't fuck with basements either.
Their tractor
Yeah.
beams can't get that low.
Yeah.
They're
They're,
good.
they're above the basement. I mean, God.
Yeah, that's what she's telling herself.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll see them
Right
walk
now.
by your windows and shit up there. Your
Why are you
little,
guys like this?
Stop. You're hurting her.
I'm weak.
So in a weird would you rather,
Oh yeah.
would you rather be visited by an alien or a ghost?
Yeah. A ghost. Jesus, come on.
Going deep.
She doesn't like
heart rate's
aliens.
up.
Fuck
Yeah.
them.
Fucking wound's cut. I'm going a little deeper now. Salt in the wound.
Jesus.
She'd die if it was an alien.
I would. I would be dead. Ah.
So alien kills you. What's a ghost do?
Right. Like eat my heart. Ghost would just be like, what up, bro? Solve my murder. And I'd be like, okay, let's do this. Finally.
Oh, so you got a
You know?
friendly ghost that needs help.
Yeah. You ever see Casper? God.
Did Casper need help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died. He like literally the little girl solved his mystery of his sled going off a cliff.
Oh, Ricci solved. Is that the right person? Is that who was in Casper? God, that's a good movie.
I don't
What?
remember the actress, but yeah, she was like oh,
That was Wendy?
some chick.
Casper
Wait.
and Wendy? No, that wasn't her.
But
Yeah.
Casper forgot how he died, and the chick was found out that he has slid off a
Yeah. They
cliff.
went to the basement and they're like, oh yeah, shit. That's
Shit,
what happened.
I gotta rewatch that. I mean, I'm thinking about the Casper of like when I was little, the cartoon, not the movie.
Oh,
That
I
black
don't
and
know
white
if
slideshow.
Casper had struggles, did he?
Yeah, I mean, he was just Casper, the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost you know. He had these asshole uncles.
So I'm not 100% sure you answered my question though.
She did.
Going with ghost? Going with
Oh.
ghost, I guess. Okay.
Why?
Just curious.
Would you rather an alien or a ghost?
Fuck. I never thought about it actually.
Well, hey, you
Now I
can't throw it
am.
out there.
I'm going to go with alien because
Risky.
it's risky, but I'm fearful that the ghost that would come to me would be like really fucked up,
It would be mom. We all know this.
which is really fucked up.
Wow.
At least it'd be like a person, though.
Freudian. But
No,
go
I'm
ahead.
thinking like,
Yeah.
they're going to move shit on me, knock shit over, and like just fuck with me. I'm just not into that.
Right.
I get it. I guess you just would be rather have your like body taken over and whatever.
Right. Bring me up to
Probes.
Shot
yeah.
up into space.
Yeah, bring me up to
never be
this
seen
ship.
again.
Like, let's talk about it. And you
Yeah,
might
but-
throw me out. I might die. And at least it's over.
At least with a ghost, you could probably actually talk about it. Who knows if the aliens can even communicate with you well?
So, Nick, which one? We never went over this.
I would mostly just go ghost because I would say it's easier to communicate with them, and then usually a ghost is like tangent to like a location, and if it was just a douche, I could just go to a different location.
Perfect.
That makes sense.
Or and if it's and
Yes.
if the ghost likes the house or whatever, and he or she was a real dick, I'd burn their house. Like take that.
Wow.
Giddy up.
The alien could probably follow me. Like the alien's most likely like Jeff Bezos at this point. Like he already knows all my information.
Yeah. Fucking Elon Musk over there.
Yeah.
I would want to
Love
ghost.
it.
Going ghost too, huh?
Yeah, I'm going ghost.
Well, I'm not changing my story.
Because then I could be crazy. Nobody else might see the ghost. But if it's an alien, then I'm really crazy to everybody.
Exactly.
Except for the other people that claim to be visited.
Well, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. All right. So another would you rather?
Ooh, okay. I'm ready.
Cheese curds or like a nice steak?
Cheese curds for sure.
Wait, are you a vegetarian?
No, I actually
Oh.
had steak tonight, but I love cheese curds.
I'm just going with like Wisconsin. You got like cows fucking free ranging out there. You're slaughtering for steak. So, but cheese curds, interesting.
So when you say cheese curds, is it like curdled milk?
No, it's like cheese, but in curd form. Like
Like
Like-
cottage cheese?
no, I'll send you some. Like, well, you can have just cheese curds. That's just like a curd. It's just like a circle. It's like
Do
a
you have
circle
it on top of
cheese.
fries with gravy? Is that like a thing for you out there?
Gravy? What?
No, I've seen that in like
Really?
Canada. It might. Oh, that's
Yeah, you
poutine.
talk about poutine.
It's close
What's wrong
enough.
with you?
Yeah, it's never
I feel
mind.
like Canada's trying too hard. If you are a Green Bay Packer fan, I can't believe like you're even questioning this. Like, shouldn't you have done your research? Oh
Right?
my god.
Yeah, I don't even know where that came from. I'm a fan there anyway because no one else in my family is.
He liked the colors, I guess, as a child.
That's so good. You should definitely visit now because it's awesome.
Or I might have liked it from like Brett Favre back then. I don't know.
Wait, how long does it take to get out there from New Jersey, you think?
Probably a long time to drive. Oh man.
Drive really long.
Probably in the realm of when we were going to go to Arizona this year until the quarantine happened. That was like 32 hours.
Oh, that's
I
definitely
was
a
gonna
rest.
guess like 13 from you. That's a rough guess. 13 to 15, I bet.
I mean, hey, it's doable.
Maybe longer. Who knows? Worth
Well,
it.
if we're in quarantine and there's really nobody on the roads, and
Yeah,
if
no
a tree
shit, and
falls
there's
in
no
a
speed
woods and nobody's around to hear it.
Yeah, no kidding. You'll be fine.
Well, it's past curfew.
Oh, that's true. We
You guys
also
got
have
curfew
a
out there?
curfew here.
Curfew?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got an 8 p.m. curfew in New Jersey. It's been that
Guys
way
are
for
in
like 5
prison.
weeks.
Oh my god.
You guys don't?
No.
But it
No.
doesn't like. I mean, I've been out at every time we record, and it really doesn't do anything. I've passed cops, and I don't think they don't want to pull people over for being past curfew. And
No.
you can't prove that I wasn't just an essential like employee that just like left the hospital. Like
Right,
until
like-
you pull me over, you can't prove that.
Right. And if you guys, I mean, nothing's open anyways. That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's a dumb rule.
It's just an absurd whole thing because if you have in-laws that are also quarantined and you're quarantined, and what's the problem with going to see? I mean, it's just like, I guess I want to break free.
Yeah,
You know? I don't know.
It's just those few times you aren't quarantined, like when you go to
sure.
supermarket and you have the 14
No, I get
day
it.
incubation period.
I get it.
So it's like not everyone, no one is ever fully in quarantine.
Yeah. No, I know.
Right.
I know. I wonder how we're going to get back to that, to normal.
I don't know if we are. I mean, really, realistically, until
not this
they
year.
like get a vaccine or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, even just looking. So I'm like really into movies, and just looking. AMC announced Friday that they're looking at opening movie theaters on Thanksgiving. That's the earliest they think they'll get their
really?
movie theaters back open.
Oh my God.
Thanksgiving.
That's crazy.
It's such
Oscar.
a big industry too.
Yeah, Oscars this year. Sonic the Hedgehog is technically like viable for to win Best Picture
Oh my god.
because
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
there's only been 20 movies or around 20 movies that got released before it closed.
They're just
No,
gonna
but
cancel it.
I thought that Fandango was putting movies out.
No, but Oscar rules you have to be in theaters for 2 weeks. That's what they made this whole big deal like 3 years ago because Netflix was trying to get into the Oscars, and everyone's like, no, like that's bullshit because Netflix drops like 15 movies a day on the streaming service. Like it's just gonna oversaturate the competition. So Netflix had to start buying theater chains to and they would show their movie for exactly the 2 week minimum and then take their movie out of there. So and it's like only like 3 theaters in like LA that they had to buy to do just so they could pass this Oscar law. So literally there's right now only around 20 movies that could like win Oscars.
Oh my god.
And Sonic the Hedgehog is one of them.
Great film.
Didn't see it. Wouldn't want to.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so and yeah, the movie industry is one of the biggest industries that America owns right now, and it's just completely stopped.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Now we know who our essential workers are. We know who to trust. We know who's important. Or I mean, we're going to go back to normal or our old normal, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's not going to take long for everyone to forget this and be like, you got to go to college and do this. You can't be a tradesman. Yeah, that's just going to come right back full circle
While
super fast.
tradesmen are the only essential workers right now.
It's
Or
gonna,
one of the only.
it'll flop,
No, Tori's
flop away real
essential.
fast.
I'm essential shit.
Yeah,
She's essential.
I'm like half essential.
You're working from home, Nick.
Yeah, but my workload is still exactly the same.
It's
I'm
still
just not in
working.
office.
True, because
I still have the same exact deadlines because I'm technically part of construction as well.
well, he's in architecture, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm fully. I'm still dealing with contractors and engineers and interior designers, all that shit every day.
I am clearly not essential, considering I never had a job.
Are you going crazy at home?
I am so going crazy. I literally make us leave the house. Like we just we have to go for a ride. We have to do something. I can't just sit
like,
here.
Let's take a walk.
Yeah. Oh, walks are
No, for
clutch.
sure.
Yeah.
Did they so the governor shut down all of the state parks in Wisconsin 2
Oh,
weekends
yeah.
ago. Did they do that to you guys? Do you have
Yeah.
state parks?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all,
and
all
we
of our
were-
parks are closed.
We were just wondering because we saw a whole bunch of people at like a national wildlife reserve today, and we were like, "Is that closed down?
Yeah.
If it's
Oh,
national?"
I don't know.
I would
I don't
imagine
know.
it is because that's federal. So if they're closed in state and county, they have to be closed in federal.
Yeah.
Well, there was a heck load of people there.
Assholes.
Well, they're going to get in trouble by nobody.
By nobody.
Yeah.
I know. There's a town where we live very close to the proximity of where we live, and there's a lot of people that are just belligerent in wanting to stay in their homes, and nobody's doing anything about it. And it's just so baffling to all the neighborhoods around us because they have such a concentration of the virus. And I just can't believe why they're not being like martial lawed right into their homes. It's just so weird.
Yeah, that is really weird. For sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's actually pretty scary.
It really is.
It's,
So is there anything that you wanted to say that was important to you that we didn't cover?
In life in general, you know,
No,
anything to get off your chest?
Just wondering.
no, I mean, I think I had no expectations coming into this, but you guys are hilarious.
Perfect.
That's in our tagline.
That is
so.
perfect. Yes, that should be.
Yeah, come here for some stupid ass
Come with
times.
no
Leave
expectations.
expectations at the door.
No, I'm glad you guys are hilarious. I'm glad you guys were easy to talk to because sometimes I'm just sitting here talking and then the person's like not responding and I'm like, oh man, this person sucks. But you guys were awesome. So hopefully I didn't bore you.
No, I had a
my
great time.
0 stories. Good.
No, we did. It was a good one.
Awesome. No, I'm excited to hear what you do with it.
So, Tori, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
So you can find me at theshitwe'reinto.com. We are also on anywhere you find your podcast. It's the shit we're into with the I as an asterisk. So the shit with an asterisk we're into. Oh no. Someone flushed the toilet. Do you hear it?
No, we're good.
No, put the mic closer.
I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if you guys want to look me up there, it's Tori Heidemann, Heidemann. Yeah. No, absolutely. Anytime. And I'm so going to get your address after this and send you some food so you guys can live a little because it sounds like you guys are in prison.
Again.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of feels like it.
And as always, you guys can find us at thebeerlatteshow.com. Same thing for Instagram and Facebook or Beer Latte on Twitter. We'll see you guys next week.
This drip all on my body, soaking wet the sunny. Looking like a walking lick.